The royal family. It's like any other family, except, they wear fancy hats and they have a bunch of people carrying their clothes behind them as they walk. And when they don't, you can probably find them sitting on some golden chair talking about how all of us should be giving more to the poor.
To increase life chances for the most disadvantaged.
I mean, here they are sitting on a double chair made of gold that turns into a giant wall made of gold. But if you look beyond the bling bling, they're just regular people. You know how you go to a family gathering, there's all these relatives, some more important than others. There's the grandma that everybody looks up to, the dad of the family who may or may not have murdered his ex-wife, allegedly. Your important cousins, your not so important cousins, the uncle who, the uncle, if you know what I mean. Basically, there's this giant group of people that probably secretly hate each other, but they have to stick together because blood is thicker than water. Also, because the people of the United Kingdom pay for those golden chairs they're sitting on, and if the family is involved in any kind of scandal, taxpayers are gonna be like, I don't know if I should be paying for your golden chair anymore. Now, rumor has it that the queen, who has been queen for what feels like 1 billion years, will soon resign, and the crown will pass over her son Charles and onto her grandson William and his wife Kate. Meanwhile, William's younger brother Harry, arguably under less scrutiny than the future king, married American actress Meghan Markle in 2018. And ever since then, it looks like the royal family hasn't missed a single chance to wag their royal finger at Meghan. Oh no, she went outside with her legs bare. That's a royal no-no. She wore black nail polish. That's a royal no-no. Oh my god, she wore a hat at a stadium. I'm not even kidding, by the way. That is a big royal no-no, apparently. Now, of course, the royal family has all these ancient rules and traditions, and the culture shock between these two worlds has to be overwhelming. I'm not saying Meghan Markle is exempt from respecting royal tradition just because she's American, but I think anybody in her position would be like, I didn't know I was signing up for this. There's all these rules, all these paparazzi. I mean, I can deal with your uncle being a, but if you're not even gonna let me wear my goddamn hat at the stadium, I'm out. Whatever the conversation may have been behind closed doors, the couple decided to break off on their own and chart their own adventure away from Buckingham Palace, leaving everyone, including the Queen herself, pretty bamboozled.
It's the fact that they didn't involve the Queen, that's exactly the worst thing for you.
It is the worst thing. Yes, it is. You must inform the Queen. Why is Harry and Meghan doing this? They missed lots of engagements. They're hiding all the time. They're not there with the public. They're not telling the people what's going on. We never know what's happening.
Okay, so let me just say I have nothing to comment on this man, this respectable gentleman, because, YouTube's cracking down really hard on what they consider to be harassment nowadays. I'm just saying, if I ever release any merch, this is the level of dedication I want to see. T-shirt, hoodie, beanie, pins all over, the whole package. Otherwise, what's the point, you know what I mean?
Don't do this. We want you. We want you back. We do like them very much, but they're isolating us and they're leaving.
I like how from his point of view, he's like, we like them, so they're never allowed to leave.
And it all turned round after that baby was born, and then we don't know the baby's born for hours after it's born. When William and Catherine have their children, they come out the front of the hospital, show us the baby, they exchange a few words with the media, and smiling, and that's the difference. Why were we told? I mean, the baby was born at 5, we didn't know till 2 o'clock that she was just going into labour. I mean, it's ridiculous. A few days later, when they were ready, we saw a picture. I mean, it's just, you can do things differently, but after a while, people get fed up with that.
Now, again, I get the whole 1,000-year-old tradition of royal women showing off the baby minutes after they pushed it out. But isn't it a bit invasive in the year 2020 to be like, they took hours to show us the baby? Can you believe the insolence? I mean, I don't know, is it just me? And I particularly love this following clip of some lady being interviewed on a morning show who, once again, nothing to say against her. There's clearly nothing wrong with this picture at all.
Do you think Harry's going to regret his decision?
Definitely, without a doubt, he will live to regret this decision. I think it's rash. I think it's really stupid. And that's an underestimation of what I really think, but I can't say that on live television. If you look at Edward VIII, who became the Duke of Windsor, he ended up a sad and lonely man, surrounded by the relics of monarchy and just wishing he hadn't done what he did.
First of all, I mean, I feel like the only person surrounded by relics of monarchy is literally the one speaking. And second of all, the reaction of the reporter is very strange.
Yeah.
Anita, thank you very much indeed.
Anita. Thanks for joining us.
Great insight there.
She's like, this f***ing asshole will regret his stupid decision of turning his back on us. He will die a sad and lonely man. And he's like, great insight there. Great insight. Like, what is actually going on here? Maybe I'm not getting this because I'm not British. And if you're from the UK, feel free to let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong. But isn't it normal to at some point get overwhelmed by all of these rules and restrictions? Especially since they don't have any immediate claim to the throne. Like, they're 6th in line. If this was William and Kate putting up an IG story like, hey, I don't want to be king anymore, so I'm out, then I guess the outrage would be warranted. But like, even not too long ago, Edward VIII gave up the crown while he was king. He was like, I don't want this, so younger brother who can't even speak properly, why don't you become king? Also, World War II is gonna happen like in about a minute, or like something along those lines. I saw the king's speech a few years back. So based on that, I'm pretty sure the royal family is gonna be fine without Harry and Meghan. All of these so-called super fans hanging plates and shit with all of these people's faces all over their walls, seeing them go, how dare they do this to us? I hope they burn in hell. Like, take a breath for a second, Janine. I didn't see you get this angry when the whole Prince Andrew thing came up, and that has a lot more serious implications than this.
But there's a lot of delusion as well. I mean, this idea that life is slower and cameras and reporters somehow couldn't go out there and report on them. I mean, surely you guys now, yous will be like bees round honey now, will you not?
This guy's like, well, now that they're going to leave in Canada, surely your media will harass them too, won't they? And the Canadian dude's reaction is priceless. He's like, no, we're Canadian, we're just nice.
Well, you know what, maybe it's our Canadian way of things. We're not as aggressive. There's no such thing really as paparazzi. We kind of leave the actors and celebrities alone.
I'm a once-in-a-lifetime flex, hit her with the nighttime text.
Now, what's interesting to me is how they're going to achieve this financial independence they're going for. And of course, it's not going to be that difficult. They have a huge platform. They have a lot of clout. Even if Meghan started promoting green juice on her Instagram and Harry got a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship, with the amount of public attention they're able to muster, they could probably make more money than they'd ever get from being part of the royal family. That's what's interesting to me. Seeing what someone with that level of fame is gonna do now that they get a fresh start in a world where clout equals money. A year from now, they're probably gonna be visiting the palace and, you know, start flexing on the queen like, while you were busy living on taxpayer money, we were out there grinding the shit out of influencer marketing. Oh dear. And it looks like they're already starting. Last year, during the Lion King premiere, Meghan was all up in Beyonce's face while Harry was pitching hard to the CEO of Disney. I love how this guy is like, you're putting me in a really awkward position right now because there's cameras here and I can't say no. Meanwhile, Beyonce is like, yep, I can't wait to get out of this conversation. Oh, I really don't give a shit. But can you blame them? I mean, it looks like it worked. Meghan's gonna star in some secret Disney project soon, so the joke is on all of us. One thing that I thought was interesting that came up as I was working on this video is that apparently Harry and Meghan's brand, Sussex Royal, was only trademarked in the UK. And then some guy in the United States realized they hadn't filed for the name over there, and he just snatched it for himself. So now this dude has their trademark, he owns Sussex Royal, and he can hold on to it if he wants to. He can be like, I'm not giving it to you unless you pay me $1 billion, which is so dumb on their part. Like, if you're gonna make moves like that, make sure everything is in order first. But it looks like the guy just wanted to teach them a lesson and is willing to give it back to them for free. So it's a happy ending after all. I wonder what it's like behind the scenes for the royal family right now. You think it's like a boy band? Like one of the members breaks off on his own and now there's an empty spot for someone else to replace them? What do you think, Wilfur? What? Wait a minute, did you just join the royal family? What's going on? Wait, where are you taking him? He's with me! Wilfur... Son of a bitch. Looks like he's already posting selfies on Instagram. I guess go follow him at Wilfur on Instagram if you want to keep up with his new life in the royal family or whatever. And while you're at it, follow me as well at Andrei. And I don't know, I guess I'm gonna do the show by myself from now on. In the meantime, let me know in the comments what you think of all of this situation, especially if you live in Britain. Whose side are you on? Do you think Harry and Meghan should have been more smooth in the way they left? Or maybe you think they shouldn't have left the royal family at all? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again very soon.